Cissia is another electric attacker agent, and while Zenless has plenty of these, Cissia is quite unique in what she does. You could say that she's a jack of all trades, master of none, as she's able to do damage from both on-field and off-field, increase the team electric damage, and also deal a good amount of daze to enemies. Her daze potential is much higher than expected from an attack unit, putting her close to some of off-field stunners without even building impact. That's all thanks to her core skill that increases the daze output of her Corrode Bone based on the number of electric units on your team. Corrode Bone is Cissia's way to deal damage and daze. It's a skill that happens every 5 seconds as long as Cissia have Venom points. Even when she's on the field, this will be her main skill. That's because you can spend all your Venom points by using her charged attack and trigger Corrode Bone for every spent Venom. To use her charge attack, you need a Serpentine Shadow, which you can get by generating 6 points of Venom. Venom is generated in many different ways. Base Attack 4 generates 2 Venoms, or 3 against stunned enemies. The Chain Attack and Ultimate generates 3 points. The EX special also generates 3 points, but it can be charged to consume extra energy for more damage and extra Venom stacks. The EX special also links into the basic attack 4, increasing your Venom generation. Excess Venom will automatically be consumed to trigger Corrode Bone on enemies, so you don't even need to worry about your Venom stacks. On the utility side, Cissia can provide quick assist through many different skills. Her charged basic attack, EX special, Chain Attack, and Ultimate all triggers a quick assist to the next unit. This allows you to refresh effect that requires quick assist on your team, such as Astral Voice 4-piece effect. Cissia is also able to increase the electric damage of your squad with her core skill, which allows the electric damage from all your squad members to ignore a portion of the enemy defense. Keep in mind that defense ignore does not increase the anomaly damage, so don't expect this to increase your shock damage on enemies. This defense ignore effect scales with Cissia's initial energy regeneration. You need a total of 3.68 energy regeneration in your stat page to maximize this buff. Also, if you activate her additional ability, which only requires a stun agent or another electric unit, Cissia also increases the crit damage of all squad members by 40%, plus an additional 10% to herself. When playing Cissia as an off-field unit, just focus on the gameplay of your other DPS. Swap to Cissia once you have enough energy for her EX special, and quick assist back to the other unit. As an on-field, you don't need to worry about your Venom stacks, as excess Venom always triggers Corrode Bone, so just focus on dealing damage to enemies with your skills. Just remember to save your charged attack for the stun window for a quick burst of damage on enemies by spending all your Venom on them. For builds, you have 2 different options. You can maximize Cissia's utility potential by using Astral Voice and increasing the damage of the other DPS unit. If you're running a support, this means you can run Moonlight Lullaby on them, and Cissia can sometimes get Astral Voice stacks as well, especially if you're running Astra as your support unit. But if you want to maximize Cissia's own damage potential, especially if you're not running Astra or you're running a Stunner on your team, Dawn's Balloon will be the best option for you, since Cissia lacks damage buffs and Corrode Bone is considered a basic attack. For the 2-piece set, Swing Jazz or Moonlight Lullaby is necessary to maximize the defense ignore effect of her core skill, and because of this, it's the recommended option. You can also use any offensive 2-piece set to increase her own damage potential, especially if you have a good substats on them. Just don't use 2-piece Perfect Electro, as penetration is not a good stat on Cissia. Now let's talk about your main stats. This 4 can be anything between attack, crit damage, and crit rate. Just make sure you're not going above 100% crit rate, including in-combat buffs, such as her signature weapon that we'll be talking about later. Just pick the one with the best substats you can get, and you're good to go. This 5 is going to be damage. Penetration is not an option, and Cissia lacks damage on her kit. And for this 6, you should go for energy regeneration. More energy means more venom means more damage. This also increases the defense ignore effect from her core skill, so there is no need to use attack here. And for your substats, focus on crit rate, crit damage, attack percentage, and flat penetration. For weapons, it's no surprise that Cissia's signature will be the best for her. Offering 60% energy regeneration, more crit rate than a Disc 4, and a buff that allows her electric damage to ignore the enemy defense even further, this weapon gives everything that Cissia needs on her kit. But there are other interesting options. You can use Seed's signature and achieve similar personal damage, but you'll lose something in utility due to the lack of energy regeneration. Orphe's signature can be used, but it only gives energy regeneration and crit rate. For free-to-play players that don't own any of the other options, there's a perfect A-rank engine for Cissia. Drill Rig, Red Axis, Anton's signature. It increases her damage and also gives energy regeneration. If you plan to invest in Cissia, all of her Mindscapes offer some interesting value, with Mindscape 1 increasing the utility of her core skill. Mindscape 2 increases her own damage potential quite a lot thanks to the extra venom stacks on the stun window. Surprisingly, Mindscape 4 isn't that bad since it gives another corrode bone that triggers when using her charged attack. Mindscape 6 could be insane since it technically doubles your corrode bone triggers, however, it has a 3-second cooldown on it. For teams, Cissia can double as a main DPS or a sub DPS. Cissia is a clear upgrade over Orphe for Seed teams, as the synergy between them is much better and the consistent quick assist allows a smooth gameplay. For the last slot, you can just use Trigger, assuming you're stacking a lot of defense shred on these units, or you can just use Dialing for the extra ultimate either on your Seed or on your Cissia. You can also use a support unit such as Astra to maximize the damage potential of both units at the same time, and leave most of the days for Cissia only. Cissia is not an upgrade for Aftershock teams, since you cannot benefit from Aftershock buffs. Both Soldier Ambi and Orphe already have a really good synergy between them, and they are increasing the damage of each other. And while a triple DPS team would be really interesting, sadly, both Soldier Ambi and Orphe requires a stun or support agent to activate their additional ability, which is really important for them. You can also play Cissia as your main DPS with a stun and a support agent. Could be Dialing for extra ultimates, Qingyi for a burst on your stun window, or even Trigger for the defense shred her signature weapon provides. The support can be anyone you have available, such as Astra, Nicole for some extra defense shred, or even Yuzuha just for the stats she's going to provide. And that's everything for my Cissia guide. Hope this video could help you understand her and plan your build. If you have any questions, feel free to join the Discord server and ask me anything over there. Thank you so much for watching this video, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you in my next video.